Congratulations on becoming a father. At Dad's Uni, we believe that every man has the potential within them to become a wonderful father to his children. Dad's Uni aims to provide practical biblical training to help young men in growing their families God's way. We hope you find these simple teachings to be both encouraging and informative. Remember, if you enjoy our teachings, please subscribe and like our podcasts, and share them with someone else who also might benefit. Don't forget to check out our free ebooks and blogs on our dadsuni.com website. God bless. John Nolan. Dad's Uni.
Tip 8. Defining family boundary lines.
It is the father's role to set the boundaries or guidelines for the family, and the rules that operate within those boundaries. These should be discussed and agreed upon initially with your wife, as it takes a team effort to establish them within a home. Clearly defined boundaries assist everyone within the family to know what is expected of them, how far they can go, and what is acceptable and what is unacceptable behavior. A boundary line in the natural world shows us how far we can go legally, what belongs to me, and what belongs to others. If we buy a property from someone, one of the first questions we need to resolve is, where are the boundary lines? If I know where the property begins and ends, then what I am considering purchasing is clearly defined in my mind. This may well be a crucial point of consideration, especially if I need some extra ground to put in a pool, etc. If the boundary lines are not clearly defined, and the answer I receive is vague or over there somewhere, then doubts will arise as to what I am really getting in this purchase. If the boundary lines or rules within the family are not clearly defined, there will be confusion and frustration about what is and what is not acceptable within our family. Children thrive within clearly defined boundary lines as they give them a sense of security and stability within the family structure. They know that they can play with complete freedom all the way to the fence line and not get in trouble, but they are not allowed to cross that line. One of the most important points in setting the boundaries as to what is and what is not acceptable within the family is the element of consistency. We need to consider carefully where we want the boundary to exist and why before we set it, as changing preset boundary lines is much more difficult. If we start changing the rules all the time, then confusion and frustration will appear within the family. This does not mean that the boundary lines cannot evolve as the children grow in maturity and responsibility, but it is vital that every change is discussed and clearly explained to the family before it becomes law.
Suggested action.
Take some quality time and discuss with your wife the boundaries and rules you are going to set within your family. Once they are set, be consistent in enforcing them.
Scripture references.
Luke chapter 2 verses 49 to 52. And he said to them, "Why did you seek me? Did you not know that I must be about my Father's business?" But they did not understand the statement which he spoke to them. Then he went down with them and came to Nazareth, and was subject to them, but his mother kept all these things in her heart. And Jesus increased in wisdom and stature, and in favor with God and men. Deuteronomy chapter 6 verses 6 to 9. And these words which I command you today shall be in your heart. You shall teach them diligently to your children, and shall talk of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise up. You shall bind them as a sign on your hand, and they shall be as frontlets between your eyes. You shall write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates.
A father's testimony.
Fatherhood is not a matter of station or wealth. It is a matter of desire, diligence, and determination to see one's family exalted in the celestial kingdom. If that prize is lost, nothing else really matters. Ezra Taft Benson.